News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Rix. After 2 months of market bliss, Wall Street may be stirring from its slumber. Stocks ended the week in the green, but the collapse of First Brands and Tricolor Holdings, as well as fraud-linked write-downs at Zions and Western Alliance, erased more than $100 billion in U.S. bank share value in a day. It's now stoking concern that lending stress could be more pervasive. Shares of Oracle also fell the most in almost 9 months Friday, down nearly 7% after giving its long-range financial outlook. The company said overall annual revenue would total $225 billion by fiscal 2030, and cloud infrastructure business would generate $144 billion in sales. Investors anticipated a bigger boost from its AI investment. Blackstone and TPG could be close to a deal now for Hologic. Bloomberg's Ed Kalegi has details.
Blackstone and TPG are in advanced negotiations to acquire Hologic in a deal that could value the medical device maker at more than $17 billion, including debt. A transaction could be announced in the coming days. The parties are currently discussing a price of above $75 a share. Hologic shares jumped by about 6% in late trading after Bloomberg reported on the discussions. They closed 2% higher at $69.85 Friday in New York, giving the company a market value of about $15.5 billion. Ed Kalegi, Bloomberg Radio.
The U.S.'s multi-billion-dollar bailout for Argentina is now causing controversy among American soybean farmers. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
It's abominable that the federal government is providing $20 billion to bail out the Argentine economy, and that has allowed Argentina to now trade their soybeans with China.
Argentina has become China's biggest supplier of soybeans after President Xi Jinping called for a boycott of U.S. soybean supply in response to President Trump's tariffs. The next round of U.S.-China trade talks is expected next week. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is pausing another $11 billion in infrastructure projects in 12 states that voted for Kamala Harris in last year's presidential election as the White House continues to exert leverage in talks to end the government shutdown. Projects affected were slated for cities including New York, Baltimore, and several in San Francisco. Millions of people are expected to march in No Kings protests nationwide today. They were huge just 4 months ago. Organizers say they're in response to what they call an abuse of power by President Trump and his immigration crackdowns. Republicans have branded the events as Hate America rallies. Saturday marks day 18 of the federal government shutdown, and thousands of federal workers face more furloughs and layoffs next week. Stephanie Rogers is president of a local union, but was furloughed herself from the FDA. She sent a message to President Trump and Congress.
Please remember who you're representing. Please remember that we're families. We've been here. We love our country, and we really want to be supported by our Congress and our representatives, as well as our president. And this is very hurtful.
The sticking point from Democrats is still health care subsidies, but Republican House Majority Leader Mike Johnson says his party won't debate it until after the government reopens. Disgraced former New York Congressman George Santos has been released from prison. President Trump commuted his fraud sentence Friday, saying Santos had been horribly mistreated behind bars. Santos was supposed to serve a 7-year sentence after admitting he lied to Congress and defrauded donors to get elected. He served less than 3 months.
I had a very good talk yesterday with President Putin. I think he wants to get it done.
President Trump says he plans to meet with Russia's President Vladimir Putin again soon after meeting with Ukraine's President Zelensky about ending its war.
We inherited this, and we'd like to see if we could finish it, end it. We want it ended. So many people have died in this war.
Zelensky met Trump at the White House yesterday and said he urged the U.S. to sell them more Tomahawk missiles. He's leaving Washington, though, empty-handed. Prince Andrew's giving up his royal title of the Duke of York and other British honors over his ties to sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The younger brother of King Charles had said continued accusations are, quote, distracting his work. But ditching his title also comes in the wake of the release of excerpts of an upcoming posthumous memoir from Virginia Roberts Guffrey, who claims she was trafficked by Epstein and had sex with Andrew when she was just 17. That memoir comes out Tuesday. And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Monica Rix, and this is Bloomberg.